Welcome to the mystery. Maybe you do not know. I am Maria. Wish you a good day. Dead body to find home, headache scientists. The corpse suddenly got up, went back to normal and returned to his home that seemed to be only in Hollywood horror movies. However, this is a real and familiar affair for Toraja people in Indonesia, making the zombies a ritual handed down long ago in their spiritual life. Magic has a long history. The horror story is one of the strange burial practices of the Toraja tribe of South Sulawesi, Indonesia, from Toraja meaning people in the highlands. For many years before the Toraja lands were isolated and seemingly separate from the outside world, magic rumors making normal walking corpses is known to many people around the world. According to the oldest in the tribe, the work of zombies has gone from ancient times. At that time, a civil war occurred between the Tanah Toraja in the west and the Tanah Toraja in the east. Tanah Toraja's men in the west were beaten to death and killed. Meanwhile, Tanah Toraja people in the east were less likely to die and most of the warriors carried the bodies of the dead in the village for burial. By contrast, by not being able to carry the bodies of the villains, the Tanah Toraja in the west has devised a special way to bury the dead. After that, they used a mysterious method to make corpses go and find their way to their own village. Since then, Tanah Toraja has kept this magic and so far the witches only perform when the request of the deceased person. This strange story prompts many to question the authenticity of the information. And if it is true, what mechanism will the dead man lie still in the coffin can stand up as walking people? The art of preserving the perfect corpse. Since 1905, scientists have found human remains intact, not decomposed in this land. It is especially not likely that these bodies were impregnated with any chemicals. This is different from the known method of mummification of the ancient Egyptians. However, many scientists still suspect there is a special substance that preserves corpses, but so far they have not been able to find an answer yet. According to local people, Tanah Toraja's unique burial methods and special soil conditions. This may be one of the most important reasons why walking zombies are the only one in Momosa, Indonesia. When a person in the village dies, their body will be covered with clothes before being placed in the coffin. Then the men would carry the coffin to the tribal burial place. In particular, the graveyard of Tanah Toraja sits on a raised limestone cliff. Here, people cut into squares deep in the rock, long enough to fit a coffin. From a distance, the graves in the mountainside look like pigeon nests or windows of tall buildings. Only healthy men can do this burdensome burial. Initially, they used bamboo ladders to bury the graves on the cliffs. And then it took 4 to 5 people to transport the deceased person's body to a vertical cliff like a wall before putting the dead man in the last resting place. Also understandable when approaching the tombs, people do not see the smell of rotten corpses that do not decompose, looks like a mummy. Many corpses came out of the coffin after years of still having their eyelashes, eyebrows, hair and face almost unchanged or changed. According to the people here, such good quality corpses may be due to the fact that limestone in the area contains a substance that preserves human corpses. In addition, the presence of bodies deep in the cliff avoids the effect of the weather. Or the digging of animals can also be a cause for the integrity of the bodies. Because a corpse will not be able to walk normally if the bones are disassembled in one place. Journey home of the corpses. According to the belief of the tribal people, the dead must return to the village where he was born to meet his relatives. This is important because they will guide the skills that help the dead enter a new life in the afterlife. Previously, many people worried about the way home for the zombie too long. And fearing the zombies are dead again on the way, they often hire a sorceress behind to help guide the zombies back home safely. The dead have to make their own journey home, regardless of distance. After being allowed, the corpses can walk normally. The zombies move rigidly, look like a robot and face does not seem to emit any emotion. If someone talked directly to the corpse, the dead body would fall down and could not continue the journey back home. Therefore, a dangerous thing in the corpse's journey home is to meet the survivors and talk to them. In order to limit the risk, the witches often find the streets are deserted, almost no people to pass, so the corpses can walk freely without disturbing. How do corpses go? So far, scientists have been struggling to find an answer to how the sorceress Toraja could get corpses to walk around and recognize their homes to return. The most probable answer is that the witches used a powdered toxin to bring the dead back to life unconscious for a certain period of time. Accordingly, this powder is considered to be extremely poisonous to the living due to being extracted from animals very poisonous in nature, such as pufferfish, scorpion, poisonous spider. These substances are also thought to exist in the skin and internal organs of the newts, toads, salamanders, blue octopus. However, to the dead, it has the same effect as the god of medicine to help restore life. When this powder is blown into the corpses, it will trigger the dying nervous system to react unconsciously as a machine. Often, this drug will bring the zombies back to life in about 3 days, enough time to find their way home. If you want the zombies to live longer, witches have to make medicines at different rates and doses. Even so, many are still unsatisfied with the above answer and assume that the making of the zombies is just a sorcery of the witches. Today, Toraja rarely see the zombies find their way home. People are afraid that the story of zombies will soon be in film or fantasy. Because fewer and fewer people know this magic and few families can afford the exorbitant cost of hiring a witch. To this day, the work of walking corpses remains a mystery to Indonesia and the world. How spoiled of this incredible truth, perhaps only the Toraja has the most correct answer. Whether it is magic or not, this is still a spiritual ritual that needs to be guarded and protected by the Indonesian community of Toraja and the Indonesian government. Thank you for watching the video. Please like and subscribe to follow other videos. Goodbye and see you again.